Here are 3 players to watch in the NCAA tournament that if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Everyone just loves New Mexico to upset number 6, have the potential to go at least one more round. Deron Holmes, Shahade Wells, and Enrique Freeman, 3 players you have to know about. You know, I made my wife watch all 5 of the Rocky movies before we got married. All 5 of them. And my favorite one, a lot of people like 4 because the training scene. A lot of people like 1 or 2 because one of the originals, which I get. My favorite's 3 because it's great to see your lead character get knocked down a little bit and have to overcome and fight back. My favorite part of that one is the final scene where the first time he fights Clubber Lang, where he comes out swinging, hitting, punching, knocking him around. And then Clubber turns around and goes, "Want more? I got a lot of more." And he just absolutely crushes Rocky. That's what we're doing today. Yesterday, we got hit a little early on, got knocked around. Michigan State hits 3s. Gonzaga goes 7 of 8 from 3-point range. Creighton goes 10 of 12 from 3-point range. All the variants went the wrong way. But we got up like Clubber and we said, "I got a lot of mo. I got a lot of mo." And that's what we got right now. And that's what we're on today. Right now, we're flying. 9 in 1 day so far in the show. Ready to roll. Thank you for joining me here. I know you want to watch the games. I want to see the games too. Even got the first half cover here with Auburn versus Yale. Now Yale's up. Still not worried. I think Auburn comes back. No problem. They just got to guard the 3-point arc. They got one guy's 5 of 6 from 3-point range. Let's get into the games tomorrow. Saturday. Here's our games. We're ready to go. Don't forget, guys, of course, promo code FTN March is still 35% off. You can join us. If you're a fantasy subscriber, you can join us on bets. If you never joined us before, check it out. We're ready to roll. Frank Branks models. He's got Oregon ready to roll as well. With his projections. We got our sims, our projections, all that stuff. We're going to be updating it. Sweet 16 picks. Mike Crutry's killing it. Josh Gross, of course, is killing it. Women's college basketball as well. You'll want to join us. And guess what? Major League Baseball starts on Thursday, and our MLB team was up over 200 units combined. You're going to want to be a part of it. Can't wait to get ready to rock and roll here. Comments in the house. Randle Heater. Yeah, we got a lot of mo, Zach. That's today's phrase. We got a lot of mo. That's what we got. Jerry, great to have you back as always. Jason in the house, love to see you as well. Let's see, MLB fan, if I know one of my Duxon Altman, is it that obvious? Is it really that obvious? Let's go. Manu, great to see you, buddy. As always, let's get ready to rock and roll. Here we go. Whoever won that Dayton, Nevada game, and I have to tell you, that's when the night really started to shift because we were struggling early on. And then Dayton has that miracle comeback. Nevada gagging it, just gagging it across the board there. Dayton plus 9.5 against Arizona. Deron Holmes inside looked really solid. Got 27 points and rebounds. I think it was at 28. So if you had that one, it was under. I didn't bet that, but I was thinking about it. And you got the 3-point shooting as well. Kobe Bray is on absolute fire. I don't trust Arizona. They look very shaky against the Long Beach State team. Dayton with the big comeback. I love the momentum. I will take the 9.5. You know they're going to limit Caleb Love. I get that. Don't trust a team with Caleb Love to go to the Final Four. Whoever won that game, I'm going with it here. Dayton is now adjusted to the altitude. They were struggling, and you would think a Nevada team that's used to that altitude would have got that game home. That was a nightmare. A nightmare finish. We're going to ride the momentum. Dayton plus 9.5. Third best 3-point shooting team in the country. Dayton Flyers. It's Gonzaga. Go Zags, Gonzaga. I got it. I'm going to take Kansas plus 4. You know, I'm not positive on this one, but yes, Gonzaga, few. I get that. But 4 points to Kansas? That's a lot of points for a team that just went out there. And yes, they survived at the end against Samford with the block that was clean. I know that. They scored a lot of points, though. And Gonzaga shot the lights out. And they don't normally do that. So they've struggled. I get it's few. He's doing well. He got EK inside. But you're going to give me 4? If this was 1, I'd take Gonzaga. If it's 4, I'm going to take Bill Self in Kansas. Short turnaround. Team looked good. KJ Adams playing well. DeJuan Harris to the basket. Mike Kutry hit that prop over 10.5. It's one of his free props he gave away. I think it's too many points. Taking them as well. This one's insane because I hate Michigan State. I absolutely hate Michigan State. But I hate Hubert as well. Hubert's not great in these spots. Doesn't make a lot of adjustments. Is always very good here. And it's the 3-point variance. If they start hot from 3-point range, I think they're going to play well. And I think they're going to be fine. The big issue in the Mississippi State game was they came out on fire. And then Matthews got 2 fouls. He's one of the only other people besides Hubbard who can get consistent points. And then Tolu Smith got in foul trouble. So there's all that variance that we hope goes our way. If Michigan State stays out of foul trouble and those guards hit threes, they're going to upset North Carolina. I had Mississippi State beating North Carolina and moving on. I'm taking Michigan State in the points here. There's some crazy stat out there that 1 seeds in the second round who are favored by 5 or less have lost 5 of their last 7 straight up. It just means it's a short turnaround. I trust Izzo more than Hubert in this spot. North Carolina is not super physical. They're not like Mississippi State. They're not going to push you around. Michigan State will get shots on the arc. I don't trust them. I think RJ Davis is God to me. He's fantastic. The rest of the team, very, very shaky. You like North Carolina, maybe you take a flyer on Harrison Ingram because you think he's going to score, because I don't trust Baycott inside. Malik Hall's fine. He got the under for us in the prop, which was a nice hit. But I just trust Izzo in the short turnaround here, which is a big key to this. I will take Michigan State +4. The Iowa State variance, we almost got that cover. We lost by 1 point to a South Dakota State team that's not in the same stratosphere as Washington State. There is a lot of disrespect for Washington State. The only thing I can chalk it up to is that people don't care about the West Coast. Washington State was on fire. They were 21-6. They were 12-4 with 2 wins over Arizona, including the second one away where you think Arizona would get the payback. Then they stumbled. They got tired. But Miles Rice looks good. Isaac Jones inside is a legit big who can do a lot of really good things around the basket. Jalen Wells is a lights-out shooter. It just seems like a lot. And I love Iowa State. You know that. They were one of my teams that I really thought could make the Final Four. I just think they're in a tough bracket. I don't like the 7. Washington State is the team everyone thinks stinks. I don't get it. I'm fine with the 7. If it was a little bit less, I would take Iowa State. 7 feels like a lot. I'll take Washington State, who's battled teams like this, have strong against Arizona, played USC tough, swept them as well. Even when they got everyone back, they can rebound with you inside. And again, Iowa State, as much as I love them, and I loved Virginia the year they won the national title, they can have games where they can't hit a broadside of a barn. And if that happens, they're going to cover this number. I think Oakland's winning the game straight out. Is anybody impressed with North Carolina State? I know DJ Burns is tremendous, but Oakland against Kentucky, and Greg Kampe is dialing some things up. Greg Kampe, better than Kevin Keatts here. Kevin Keatts has had a nice run. He had the win in the ACC tournament. That kicked in a 2-year extension on his contract. But it's pretty much Burns and their 3-point shooting. Can we get back to some normal 3-point? NC State couldn't hit anything for most of the year. Now there's a 34.8% in conference, but they were scalding hot at the end, which shows you how bad they are. The Texas Tech game, 5 of 13. That's 39% from 3-point range. Burns goes for 16. Diarra went for 17. You're not doing that against Oakland. And how do we root against Oakland right now after what the display that was put on? I was talking to Patrick Mara from out in VSiN today. We were talking on the phone. The brilliant part about Jack Golke's 10 of 20 from 3-point range, do you know how many dribbles Jack Golke took? They charted it. 3 dribbles. 3 dribbles on all of those shots, just coming off of screens. He's on fire. The zone will cause North Carolina State trouble. Trey Townsend got the overforce by a half point to 17. He can drop 30 points, no problem. I like this Oakland team. Good for Greg Kampe. I am going there as well. Indiana Jack just joined us. Indiana Jack, thank you, brother, for joining. I always appreciate you. I also got Oakland money line. I'm going to make it a money line play. I'm going with it as well. This one's interesting. Maybe I have a blind spot for Illinois. I do. I mean, they're steamrolling people. I just think 10 is a lot. And I'm not a big Day Grant, Jimmy Clark guy, but right now their defense looks that good. And Keith Dambro is doing an incredible job getting that team to play hard. So I'm going to take Duquesne plus the 10. It's a short turnaround. I know that's difficult. And Shannon has been on fire. But I think Duquesne will actually mess around with this. I think their defense is that good. I think they control the pace. I think Illinois wins. And I think teams are realizing, I think Morehead State had the right strategy. Their strategy for most of that game in the first half was let Shannon go nuts. We can't stop him. We'll eliminate everyone else. And then they felt they had to stop Shannon. And that's where Domas came out and got basically the triple-double, give or take. So my guess is that Dambro doesn't try to stop Shannon. I don't think you can stop him. I don't think that's the move. The move is to eliminate everyone else and play solid defense. They got to make some threes. This could be a blowout. I get it. And I liked BYU over them, but I'll take the 10 points here with Illinois. I'm taking Tennessee minus 6.5 against Texas. Texas was okay against Colorado State, but you still got a cruddy game from Dylan Dessou, who I thought would go nuts if they're going to win that game, but Colorado State just couldn't score, and they had a bad shooting night. They have a decent shooting night. They probably keep that game a lot closer than people realize. Texas in that game, I'll pull it up right now, they won by 12. Texas couldn't make a shot. They were 1 of 14. Colorado State was 6 of 24 from 3. They couldn't make a lot of shots. Dessou got 12. He got a lot of them late. They didn't look that good at all to me. And I think Tennessee is going to steamroll them. I think Tennessee is destined to make the Final Four. You know that, or at least destined to play Purdue in the Elite Eight. So I'm laying the points here with Tennessee. It opened at 5.5. I didn't get it that quick. It's now 6.5. Yeah, you know somebody called this. Whoever just called this at the beginning of the show. We're taking Oregon against Creighton. I mean, first of all, I have Dana Altman here, and I'll tell you where Dana Altman earned his credit with me. Dana Altman played Kansas in Kansas City. Yes, I know Kansas City's not in Kansas, but it's really close. And he played Kansas in Kansas City when I believe Kansas had Frank Mason, who was the player of the year. And he didn't have Chris Boucher, who's now a pro with Toronto. And he still beat Kansas there. That's how good an X&O coach he is. I just thought South Carolina would be physical with them and would get them off their game. Obviously not, because Cousinard had his revenge game against South Carolina with 40. Creighton's not going to be that physical, and that's going to be a problem. So I am willing to take a chance that Creighton goes bonkers. Nice little 10 for 17, 59% from three-point range against Akron. I'll take a chance that doesn't happen again. If they do that, they're going to win. I just need a normal day. Can you give me 38% from three-point range? Dante is going to limit Kalkbrenner inside. Spoiler alert, I think Kalkbrenner's going under. He beat us there. He had 23 points. They could not stop him because they just got hot from 3 and they had to push out and guard the three-point arc. And that's when Kalkbrenner got a lot of easy shots inside. That will not happen with Dante. And his prop is the same. It's 17.5, which I think is very revealing. So I'll take Oregon plus 8.5. And those are those the games? Yeah, those are the 8 games there right now. Couple props for you to consider as well. I think Deron Holmes goes under the 19.5. I think they shoot the 3 well, but I don't think Holmes can score 20. I think Holmes can do a lot of things that affects winning without dropping 20 points on Ballo. I think he can pass out of the double team. I think he can get a ton of boards in this game. 19.5 is a lot, and they can't get running up and down the floor. I project a lower scoring game like him under here as well. Why would I not take AJ Hoggart? You're going to give me over a half a three-pointer made. It's at like minus 115, I think it was. I saw it on BetMGM. I will take Hoggart. I just need one. Tyson Walker was hitting them. Jaden Akins was hitting them, and I just need one. Hogart's a pretty good three-point shooter as well this year. I can pull it up. He's had games where he's hit a couple threes. So to only say one for him, Hoggard is shooting this year. He's 35% from 3-point range. That's fine. That's not terrible. And if you go to the games log here as well, he had, let's see. You go to his game log and you go game by game. He's had quite a little run here. He was 1 of 2 against Mississippi State, so he hit one. 0 of 1 against Purdue, but then he made 1 against Minnesota. He made 2 against Indiana, made 1 against Purdue again, 1 against, this is a good bet at even money. At even money, it's a good bet. I'll take Hoggard over the points there. No one can stop Terrence Shannon. That doesn't matter. Like, Terrence Shannon can score points and Illinois can still lose. I made that mistake the first game. He was right around that number. It was fairly close. He ended up going over because he hit a 3 late. He had 23 and he hit a 3 to get to 26. But even in that game, he was over. I think he's going over. I don't think anybody can stop him. And one of my favorites tomorrow is Kalkbrenner. Kalkbrenner is not doing anything against Dante. Maybe he gets 10, maybe he gets 12. If Dante gets in foul trouble, we're in trouble. But Oregon's going to cook something up here. And they just need to make sure that Creighton doesn't go nuts from 3-point range. So those are my picks for tomorrow. Let's get to the comments here. Jay at work by 30 minutes from Lexington. Whoa, I trolled the people I work with today. They are plotting against me. Yeah, Jason, here's the deal. Jay Wright actually nailed it on the head. The situation is you can't win with these freshmen anymore. You're going against grown men. You're going against guys. You can't win like that anymore. It's not going to happen. So he's got to adjust. He's not an X and O guy, Cal. You know that. He's an LG guy. He's a let's go guy, right? Whatever I made fun of the clapper over at Iona, Tobin Anderson. There are guys who can win like that. Bobby Bowden won like that for years. But there's usually now you're going against schematic guys. Greg Campy is a smart guy. He's been there for 40 years. Lamont Paris is a brilliant guy. He just ran into another really good coach, Dana Altman. But that's the problem is Cal's got to strategize. And once these players don't start doing well, they got a foot out the door to the draft. So they got to change. Auburn is pulled ahead here, 61-51. So I feel good about that. And Colorado is starting to pummel Florida. So guys, we are staring at what could be a 12-1 start, give or take, to the show. What a day it was. Dream, you are the best. Guys, MLB Dream is the best baseball better you're ever going to see in your life. You got to join us at FTN Bets, promo code FTN March. Please, 35%. Bobby, I appreciate you staying with me, man. Yesterday was rough. It was a rough start. It was not for the faint of heart, but we get up and we keep coming, and we keep coming. That's what you got to do. Yesterday was just variance. Creighton hitting threes, Gonzaga hitting threes, Michigan State hitting threes. It'll come back. Today it did. I am glad you are here. Dan, I appreciate you, brother, staying with me. I'm sure you wanted to curse me out at the start of yesterday, but we're back. We're back. We're better than ever. Having a great day. Let's carry that momentum all the way through. And I will tell you this, Dan, when I saw you up in UMass, Clemson, told you Clemson, we had a good win today. Let's keep it going. We get Baylor. I'm going to start dancing a little bit, okay? We got to get Baylor, but we get Baylor. I'm going to feel good about it. Clemson did a nice job today as well. Kyle, UConn tomorrow, 13 seems like a lot. Kyle, my initial thoughts are UConn because UConn is a freaking machine. If UConn does not lose to Auburn, assuming Auburn gets to the window here against Yale, if they don't play Auburn, they are not losing. They are going to the Final Four. Iowa State is not beating them. Iowa State would need to have the game of their life because they'd have to guard the arc and they'd have to play well inside against Klingon. Auburn can do that because Broome can handle Klingon. I think it's UConn. I love Northwestern. I get it. There's not a lot of depth, but today they benefited from our Florida Atlantic. Mike Kuchar and I, you guys know, we were at the Jimmy V Classic having a beverage, watching them against Arizona. They couldn't stop anyone. Dumbass had what, 30, 35, something like that. So that one was an easy one for us, even though it wasn't easy at them because of the ridiculous call. But UConn plays defense. Florida Atlantic doesn't. They went to overtime today against Northwestern. I think I'm going to lay it there as well. Dream 12-1. Yeah, baby. One day at a time. I'm getting some pizza, guys. I'm out of here. Those are our picks. Make sure you join FTN because I can change them, of course. We can make some tweaks here and there. We hear about things. Players get injured. Weird stuff going on. Someone gets sick, God forbid. We could make changes. But those are our thoughts right there for tomorrow. Make sure to join us. Kutri's got props flying out the yin-yang here. He finished the day yesterday with 3 straight 2-unit hits. No one better. Frank Brank's models are cooking. We're going to get the Sims up, the power rankings, everything here at FTN. It's the only place to go. And you know, baseball is right around the corner. Nothing better. It is with pleasure that I am able to say to you, my friends, we will see you tomorrow morning at 9:30, same time for the Sunday games. So we'll be back tomorrow, 9:30. And it is a pleasure today that we have made many trips to the window. Here are 3 players to watch in the NCAA tournament that if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Everyone just loves New Mexico to upset number 6, have the potential